Three-game NBA slate on Tuesday. Really quick though, before we get into the video, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. My name is DK. I cover content for NBA, NFL, DFS, as well as Prize Picks. If you're not familiar with Prize Picks, they are the sponsor of the video. It's a player prop site. They offer a ton of different sports. How it works is you pick 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 6 player props. You can win up to 25x your money. You can mix and match sports. So if you guys want to give it a try, you can use the code DKDFS for a 100% match up to $100. Take advantage of that free money if you are a first-time user. If you guys are looking for premium content, you can check my Patreon linked down below. Quickly recapping tonight. So my core was Jose Alvarado, Teo Maledon, Zion Williamson, and Trey Murphy all smashed. Unfortunately, and I have a low on Booker smashing right now. Unfortunately for me, though, I played Jonas Valanciunas and Mo Wagner, who played a combined 10 minutes tonight. All right, so first game, New York and Detroit. On the New York side, Emmanuel Quickley is questionable. If he misses, I think you're going to see maybe a couple extra minutes of Brunson. He's already been playing a lot. And Brunson's been playing really well of late, too. So the price has come up, but it's warranted. Randall and Barrett, their minutes have also ticked up a bit of late as well. So I think the mid three, I should say, for the Knicks of Randall, Barrett, and Brunson, I think all look pretty good. I don't know if there's one priority. I think Brunson probably will get the most ownership because of recent play. But I have interest in all three. And again, I'm not scared of Detroit defensively. I have no idea who's playing for Detroit, who we'll talk about in a sec. But yeah, I do like the mid three here for New York. Mitch Robinson's 4.6K. He is a guy that if you roster him consistently in DFS, he will cause you so much pain. But if this guy can stay out of foul trouble, he has a high ceiling. Now, he fouled out in 22 minutes here, 4 fouls in 32 minutes. But if he's going to continue to start, I like his ceiling here. So do like him a lot for tournaments. If you think he gets some foul trouble, you can look to an Isaiah Hartenstein who's playing the backup 5 right now. He's only 3.9K. Grimes and Reddish are kind of splitting the shooting guard role. Grimes started, played 26 minutes. Reddish came off the bench and played 24. So those two look relatively similar. I don't think either are priorities. Obi Toppin 3.6. I mean, he's just only playing about 15 minutes, so a little bit tough to prioritize him. And then if there's no Quickly, I do think Derrick Rose could be playable. His minutes have not been great this season. He's been averaging low teens minutes. But Emmanuel Quickly was playing a lot, right? If he misses, you would think that Derrick Rose could pick up a couple more minutes. All right, so now on the Detroit side, as I said, who knows who's playing? So Cade's out. Ivy, Bogdanovich, Bagley, and Stewart are all questionable. Now, if all these guys are out, Killian Hayes, Sadiq Bey, they should run the offense. I got Killian Hayes a low ownership last slate. He smashed. Sadiq Bey's been disappointing the last month or so, but he played 35 minutes. And then you would most likely get Jalen Duren starting at the 5. Decent point per minute guy, would like him a lot for value. Probably would get Noel playing the backup 5 in a little revenge game narrative. He would be playable as well. And then guys like Burks, Knox, Livers, Diallo, Kojo, all would see rotation minutes and all would be playable. Now, if all these questionable guys are in, then I don't know if there's any standouts because Bagley got a big price increase. I mentioned I really liked him for tournaments last slate. He smashed. But at 6K, that feels priced about right. Bogdanovich almost 7K feels priced about right. If Ivy plays, downgrade Hayes. So, I don't know if there would be any standouts if all these guys play. So, definitely important to get this news. And we will, right? This is the early game, so we will know who's in and who's out for the Pistons before lock. All right, Golden State and Dallas. This one should be a really fun one to watch. On the Golden State side, they're playing their starters big minutes competitive games. So, Steph Curry, 10-7. Like his ceiling in GPPs. He should play mid-30s minutes. He's been playing really, really well this year. His assist numbers are up as well, so he's, providing that floor. I do like Steph a good amount at the top. I think the mid-range guys all look pretty similar. Wiggins, Green, Clay. I don't think there's any priorities, but again, in competitive games, you should see low to mid-30s minutes for all three of these guys. Draymond had a big game last game. Clay, we know, has been a little bit up and down, but Clay, Draymond, and Wiggins, I think all look pretty good. Even though Dallas is solid defensively, and they play slow, I still think those mid-range guys look decent. The rest of Golden State, where it gets a little bit tricky. Jordan Poole, fine for tournaments. Should play probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like 25 minutes. He does have a ceiling. Looney, if he stays out of foul trouble, most likely plays around 20 minutes. I think he's a fair value play. Off the bench, I mean, DiVincenzo will see rotation minutes. He's been playing a bit better of late, more of a tournament play. Kuminga probably sees a few minutes off the bench. He's not a bad point per minute guy. Again, playable. Probably see a little bit of run for Anthony Lamb, but not enough for me to get to him. JaMychal Green right now kind of playing some of that backup five. Again, just a dart throw. So they're really just playing their main guys a lot of minutes right now. On the Dallas side, Luka Doncic, the price is up, but I love targeting players against Golden State. And if you have the salary for Luka, I think he looks really good here. So do like him quite a bit at the top. And I want to keep an eye on the starting lineup for Dallas. Last game, Christian Wood started the second half. I ended up playing 32 minutes. He's a good point per minute guy. The only downside here is he's dust defensively. So like a lot of the times he does not close games. But if he starts, I would feel a lot better about his minutes. I want to keep an eye on that because they did start him in the second half of last game. Dinwiddie at 6'2" is kind of just there. His minutes have been down a bit of late. Should play around 30 minutes. Will be that, secondary ball handler behind Luka. The rest of Dallas, I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith should play 30-plus minutes. I think he's relatively safe for the minutes and the price point, but he's not a high-usage player. Hardaway Jr. Started, only played 21 minutes. It was awful. But like, if he knocks down his shots, Tim Hardaway Jr. does have a ceiling, right? He's scoring dependent, so he can definitely hurt you. Kleber's a guy that should see probably mid-20s minutes in a game like this. I think he's actually a solid salary relief option. I would prefer him to Reggie Bullock, who probably starts and plays like mid-20s minutes. That's about it. I mean, Dwight Powell, if he starts, I guess you can consider him, but I don't think I can stomach that on this slate. And the final game here is the Clippers and the Blazers. So no Paul George, no Kawhi Leonard, no John Wall, no Luke Kennard. Let me just start with this here. All right. I have played Ivica Zubac so many times over the last month. And every time at low ownership, I'm just punished. Just punished every time, guys. Every time I play this guy, I'm punished, all right? I'm like, all right, can't keep getting burned by Zubac. Don't play him on the early slate. A 30-30 game. When I finally fade. 30 points, 30 rebounds, 3 blocks. 80 fantasy points. But when I play, no chance. 15 to 20 fantasy points. Finally fade, 80. 8-0. So let that sink into your mind. Let it soothe in your mind. Just think about that. All right? Played him so many times at low ownership. So many times. Finally fade. 80. Well, obviously the ceiling is still there for Zubac, so he's solid for GPPs. No John Wall. You would think that Reggie Jackson plays more, but his minutes have not really been great of late. I think he plays over 30 minutes in a solid tournament play, but again, minutes have not been great. Morris, minutes haven't been amazing on him either. They've been below 30 now the last 5 games. Norman Powell coming off the bench and playing mid-20s minutes. I think he's fine at that price point. Terrence Mann's been playing huge minutes. I mean, if he's going to continue to play 30-plus minutes, I think Mann looks pretty good. Coffee, low-usage player, but he's been playing mid-20s minutes. He's fine for salary relief. You're seeing a bit of run for Batum, a bit of run for Covington. They're close to min price, and they are viable dart throws, to be honest, on the slate. If you're going to give me 20 minutes for both those guys, then yes, they definitely are playable. Finally, the Portland Trail Blazers. So Damian Lillard's still out. So offense, usage bump to Simons, Grant, Nurkic, Josh Hart, basically all the starters. And they're playing the starters big minutes right now. So I am very high on Anthony Simons. He had an awful game last game. Don't care. Game before that, 54 fantasy points. He is the guy that leads this offense when Damian Lillard is out most of the time. So I do like him a good amount. The Jeremy Grant people need to be punished. All right, they were punished for a while, right? He went on that BS stretch where he was averaging 50 fantasy points. And then they were rightfully punished. And now we're right back to the same BS. We're not going for 44 real-life points for Jeremy Grant, all right? So the Jeremy Grant droolers, they need to be punished, while the Simons and Nurkic sharks need to be rewarded, okay? I'm really tired of this from Jeremy Grant. They need to be punished if people chase. Simons, Nurkic, they're the sharp plays. They should be rewarded, all right? So Yusuf Nurkic, good point per minute guy. The minutes have been way up on him. I like him and Simons a lot. I'll be fading Jeremy Grant. If Jeremy Grant goes for 40 real-life points again, I'm going to be in so much pain. Josh Hart, 6.4K, kind of just there for me. Should play big minutes. He hasn't been great, but he's a guy that can stuff the stat sheet. I mean, he had 19 rebounds 2 games ago. Like, what on earth is that? Justice Winslow, though, for value. He's been starting and playing huge minutes. He played 46 minutes there against the Knicks, 37 against the Nets. He's a guy that can stuff the stat sheet. I like him quite a bit, assuming he continues to start. And then they're just playing starters massive minutes. Off the bench, you're seeing Eubanks, Watford, Little, and Sharp play some rotation minutes, but like, not a lot, right? 15, 17, 14 minutes for Eubanks, Watford, 17, 21, 15, Nasir Little, 22, 18, 10 minutes, Shaden Sharp, 15, 13, 15. So like, I have a hard time feeling good about anyone on the bench. I just really like the starters. Outside of Grant, who I'll be fading. And again, that means he's going for 40 real-life points again. So, yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the video. If you have been enjoying the content, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. As always, I appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.